most important living embodiment of that tradition.
The music of South Sligo has been a reference point, a source of inspiration for successive generations of traditional musicians, both in Ireland and abroad. Birthplace of such legendary musicians of the past, such as Michael Coleman, Paddy Killorn and James Morrison, the link between past and present finds living expression in the playing of Peter Horn. Although many of Peter's neighbours were also musicians, his earliest and most important influence was that of his mother, Margaret Davy.
She was a brilliant fiddle player and a brilliant melodeon player, and also concertina. That was definitely from Hoverridge, because I was playing tunes at 4 years of age on the tin whistle, and I had quite a few tunes that time. Believe it or not, old masters and bits and pieces. So I was listening to it every night around the fire, and I'd be dancing old half set in the house, you know, in winter time. Set the lanterns if there was enough. And I was listening to this going on in winter time nearly 5 nights a week anyway. So I had nothing else to let only the music, you know. Not a little bit of a book here and there. That was the story, yeah.
The Killaval area, where Peter was born in 1926, had a particularly vibrant musical tradition. Music was an important part of everyday life in this community, and houses such as Philip O'Byrne's provided the venues for musicians to meet, to play and to learn from each other. Certain families ensured that the music was passed on.
We stand on here in the heart of Killaval. This was also, I suppose, known as Fiddler's Country, the area of music. And at one time down here, there lived a family of Hunts in a thatched house just across the road here. Johnny Hunt was the head of the household, and he had a brother called Jimmy Hunt. Jimmy was a noted musician in his time. According to what he had a massive collection of tunes. In fact, he was credited with giving Michael Coleman 2 tunes, Lord Gordon and Lord MacDonald. Fred Finn once told me that this was where Coleman had written most of his music, down here at Johnny Hunt's.
I remember when I came up to Sligo first, up to Gurteen first, was at the end of 1976. And back at home in Connemara, my own place, most of the older generation musicians were all dead and gone. I used to hear my parents talking about them and people around talking about them and what great style they had and everything, but they were gone, dead and gone by the time I came along. But when I came up to South Sligo anyway, at the tail end of 1976, I walked into a session that it was only 3 weeks on the go at the time in the Roisin de Gurteen. And there I heard Peter Horton and Fred Finn and Jim Donoghue and Johnny Henry and all the local musicians from around here. I heard them playing. I came in at a stage where there was still the old style of playing being played in this area.
Peter's music, is steeped in the South Sligo tradition, and it's peculiar to that, and it's all the better for it, I think. It's a brilliant style. It's a brilliant style of playing. I remember in the late 50s and the early 60s, there was very little music going on, and it was just in pockets like South Sligo and in families. And they were the carriers of the flame, if you like. I mean, they kept the show going. Peter would never say no to a session, or if he was asked to play at anything, he was always there, and he was always in good top form, and he'd play and enjoyed playing, and passed that on not just the tunes, but what the whole thing was about.
Peter is a touchstone into a whole world of music that is almost completely gone. His way of playing, his style of playing the tunes, they really are the real, authentic, old, genuine, regional South Sligo way of playing music. And certainly when I'm playing with him, after I'm playing with him for 5 or 10 minutes or a half an hour or whatever, I find that I get more life in my music. I feel enthused. He's a great man to play music with because he gives great lift to the tunes. He has the old Sligo lift, that lilt and lift all through it. He plays the old tunes as well. Peter has a load of tunes, but he plays the old tunes that aren't as common as they used to be now. And really, I think I would sum it up for myself by saying that when I managed to get a chance to play a few tunes with Peter Horn, I feel I'm in touch with a whole world of music that I only ever experienced on 78s.
Peter first started duet playing with his brother-in-law, fiddle player Dick Brennan. It was, however, his duet playing with Fred Finn that was to become legendary, and is still regarded by many as one of the finest flute and fiddle duets of traditional music.
I'd say that the thing that Fred and Peter had, above all else, and near perfection, was that they had this great feeling for the fine details of tunes played on fiddle and on flute in the Sligo style. Like, that was their thing. And Fred and Peter, each in his own way, and each bringing out the best in the fiddle and the flute, combined when they're combined, and when they're combined with the kind of enthusiasm and intensity that they could bring to the playing, that they really produced something which was Sligo fiddle flute music as close to perfection as it possibly could be, and still having the heart and the feeling and even the character that those two musicians brought to it. I think that would be the thing. Anyway, I decided I'd try it and put it into some kind of a poem. So here goes. The music of Sligo, it charms the heart, like a mountain stream in its swirl and flow, and our fiddlers and fluters excel in the art of gilding and gracing with breath and with bow. And I have listened to fiddle and flute in the hands of two with a talent golden, giving us moments of beauty and truth, the spirit, the soul of the land of Coleman. And many's the night, with 12 long past, and the noisy throngs long gone to their beds, in some country kitchen or flagstone bar, we rejoiced in the music of Peter and Fred. And lucky were those who shared in the joy, as Finn and Horton, like giants in a dream, merged woodwind and string to lift us on high, to platters of bliss with their artistry supreme.